still there? Michelle G, Bendy Stitchy, that's me. My pronouns are she, her, and you have found my channel where I talk about cross stitch. So cross stitch, sometimes knitting, although I was tempted to knit this week because my friend Jessie started a cast on a new knit. I didn't do it. But anyway, this is my channel. Welcome, you found me. If you've been here before, welcome back. Thank you for finding me again, eh? Look, my watch sits in the perfect spot for that. I'm extra today. I'm extra me today, which means I'm extra squirrely today. So fair warning, if this is your first time, buckle up. If this is not your first time, you already know. New nails. Who dis? I love getting my nails done. My friend Anna, credit to Anna for this kind of French tip business thingy. She had it, and I said, that's my new personality. So new nails. So happy. I'm going to be a little hand talky today, I think. Okay, starting with the cross stitch. Fully finished items, nothing, because I fully finished. Oh, wait, that's not true. Let me go get it. Hold on. Dang it. How did I forget this? Because I just finished it like last Sunday. I finished this on Twitch last Sunday. So this is a flat fold. And this is late. I should have already sent this out, but Heather knows, and she knows me, and she likes me anyway. So this is Seth the Saxolotl. He is for Heather. Link is my homeboy in her own swap. She's the host. I'm her partner. I'm late. It's going to be fine. I finished this with... So this is a flat fold. Super easy. There's a little strip of fabric in the bottom. So this is 4 pieces of comic book backing board. That comic book backing board that we're all buying to wrap our fabrics around, like the Steel City Stitchers taught us to. I will grab one out occasionally and cut it up and use it for a flat fold, because 2 pieces in the back and 2 pieces in the front make it pretty good, solid standing up. And then I used, this is a fat quarter of fabric that you buy at Joann Fabrics, just a little fat quarter bundle, and then some pom-pom trim that I bought a long time ago when I was thinking about hosting an online retreat that never happened. This is from House of Bezos. And my Saxolotl. So made the little piece on the bottom. It stands right up. I was not holding it to show in Flosstube. I'm just that behind in my life that I haven't shipped it to Heather yet. But it's good. It's good. I love it. So Saxolotl. Hold on. I'm gonna take a picture. No, I'm not. I'm gonna do that later. No, I'm gonna do that. No, I'm not. I'm gonna do it later. This is what I mean. This is only my second cup of coffee. Yeah. So, it's fine. Anyway, finishes. So I fully finished that. I made the cross stitch into a thing. Finishes, no. I haven't done any finishes. Because I've been working on my 2 years of tours bell pull. So as a reminder, if you didn't catch last week when I geeked out, probably going to geek out again right now. I love the Tour de France, the Giro d'Italia, the Volta a España, the Criterium du Dauphiné, Paris-Nice, all of the cycling. I love road cycling. And my friend Christina last year had this idea, we should stitch projects to commemorate the tours. Great. So this year I chose, this is from StitchyBox Samplers. This is Veerland Sisters #1. This is Birdie. She's the oldest sister. She's the first. She's got her life together. She has 21. I don't know why it's not. There we go. She has 21 motifs exactly, which is perfect because all of the grand tours nowadays have 21 stages exactly. So I took this and I'm adapting it. Each grand tour has a color of the leader's jersey. So the Giro d'Italia, the color of the leader's jersey is pink. Incidentally, it's pink because the Italian sports newspaper that was the first one to, I think, sponsor the Giro d'Italia is printed on a pinkish paper. So the jersey's pink to commemorate that. And then the Tour de France, which is the most famous one, everyone knows it, is yellow, and La Volta a España is red. So this is where I am so far. It's kind of on, kind of off the Q-snap. So this is the Giro d'Italia. I didn't start. The Giro's done. done and dusted. Tadej Pogačar won. The Giro's done and dusted, so I'm kind of slowly working my way back to the beginning of the Giro. The Tour de France is ongoing, so right now this is stage 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I have to finish 12 and put in 13 and 14 down here. And then, so like up here, this is stage 13 and 14. So you can see stage 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And then the second half of the pattern, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. Perfect. And then all of the extra doodads, the writing and everything, I'm putting it in the color of the leader's jersey. So for the Giro d'Italia, I'm using Dolly from Forbidden Fiber Co. Is that right? Dolly from Forbidden Fiber Co. This was a limited edition that came in a box. I pulled this color before I knew I was going to do 2 years of this. So 2 very lovely friends have sent me their skeins of Dolly because they said they wouldn't use them, and I'm using them on this. So the lines, the words, the doodads, everything is going to be in the color of the leader's jersey. And then every time each one of these motifs is made to look like a jersey. Let me explain. It's easier if you see it, right? So let's visualize it together. If you don't like Le Tour de France, you're either going to learn to love Le Tour de France or you're going to be real annoyed with me. So these are the last 2 stages that I stitched. Hold on. These are the last 2 stages that I stitched. So Jesper Philipsen from Team Alpecin de Koenig won this stage, and his jersey is kind of like a mottled gray, and then there's a white and a red, right? So I just stitched the bottom with gray floss, and then it's a variegated floss. So on the top, I did 1 leg with the light part and 1 leg with the dark part to try to get that variegated. I'm extra. And then here's the white and here's the red. The next stage was won by Jonas Vingegaard. He's on Team Visma Lisa Bike. And interesting story, Team Visma usually wears yellow and black jerseys. They're called the Killer Bees because the team's really good and they wear yellow and black. So 2 and 2. But because the leader's jersey is yellow in La Tour de France, propriety dictates that if you wear the same color as the leader's jersey, you change your jerseys because the idea is that the leader is able to be picked out in the peloton. The peloton is the big group of riders. So this is the alternate jersey for Visma Lisa Bike, which is kind of a really beautiful jersey. So those are the latest ones that I stitched. But then here, so this is going back to the Giro, right? And this is me explaining my outlining. So these stages, all 5 of these stages, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, were all won by the guy who won the race, Tadej Pogačar, while he was wearing the leader's jersey. So his team's jersey looks like this. It's mostly white with a red stripe and black letters on it. But he was wearing the pink jersey. So I wanted to represent both his team and the fact that he was in the lead of the race when he won that stage. So this is Tadej Pogačar. He won the time trial and then he won a mountain stage. So you can see like this right here is what his actual team jersey looks like, but he's wearing the pink. He's wearing the Maglia Rosa because he was in the lead of the race. And then the same goes for other people who are race leaders, right? So here, this one, whether you can or can't see it, this motif is outlined in like a fuchsia color because the guy who won this is on Team Little Trek. Lidl, L-I-D-L, is a UK, I think it's a UK-based, grocery store chain. But anyway, he's on Team Little Trek, but he was wearing the points jersey, which is called the Maglia Ciclamino. I have very limited French and Italian, and it's all because it's all because of the tours. So the Maglia Ciclamino is this color. So this is what his team jersey looks like, and then he was actually wearing the points jersey when he won, so I outlined it. And then this gentleman, Julian Ciccone, I think, he won the time trial. He is actually Team Ineos Grenadiers, and this is me being extra complicated. This right here, these motifs are what the Ineos Grenadiers team jerseys look like. But when Julian Ciccone, I think this is Julian Ciccone, when he won the time trial, he is also the Italian time trial champion this year. So he's wearing his Italian time trial champion jersey. It's a thing. You'll get used to it. It's totally fine. You'll lean in and learn to love it. I also want to brag on this one for a minute because this is Team Total Energy, and that jersey was so annoying to stitch. When I tell you there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 colors in that TE, I am committed to this project. Committed to this project. Before I go back to my regular face, here's what I did. So you can see on my piece when I show it again, you'll see I already put in Tour de France underneath the row of crowns on the Tour de France sampler. But I just last night charted Giro d'Italia and then Tadej Pogačar, because Tadej is the one that won the Giro this past year. And so up here, above this row of Pokeballs, it'll say Giro d'Italia, Tadej Pogačar. And then down here, it already built into the chart, it says Anno, and I changed it to 2024. So this fabric is going to get me 2 years of this. This fabric right here, this is from Kaylee Tent Stitch. It's a 40 count linen. It's going to get me Giro, Tour, Vuelta times 2 years. So this whole thing is going to be 2024 and 2025. So I think the Giro was in May. The Tour is in July. And La Vuelta's in August. So you're going to have to listen to me for 1 quarter of each of the next 2 years talk about this project. But if this isn't the coolest thing ever, then I don't know what is. So, and my, speaking of, hold on, one more thing, why not? Speaking of alternate jerseys. So this motif right here, this team is EF Education First. It's an American team. And this team is the reason I chose this pink color to begin with, because their jersey is usually this color. But because it's the Giro d'Italia and the leader wears a pink jersey, EF changed their jersey so that it wouldn't be disrespectful, right? So this is, one more time. This is perfect. How perfect is this? So this is Tadej Pogačar wearing the leader's jersey, right? In the yellow, in the pink. And then this is a guy from EF. Sorry, I don't know whose name it is. This is a guy from EF who won a stage, but his jersey would normally be this color, so he's wearing his alternate jersey. So that's how I represented that jersey. So, and then I just have to say, shout out to one of my favorite riders. This is Biniam Girmay. He is from Eritrea in Africa. He is the first African to win 3 stages of the Tour de France. Of any Grand Tour, I think. He is also the first Black African to wear the green jersey. The first Black African to win a stage. So he was so close to so many stage wins last year, but he just wasn't quite there. And this year, Benny is just cleaning up, and I'm stoked. I'm stoked. He's so happy every time. And that's what makes me happy, right? Is to, like, they're so happy when they win. Anyway, there's my whip. That's all I've worked on this week. I do have plans. I'm going to keep working on my bell pull. I have a couple of round robins to work on. I think last week I showed you my my Rogue round robin, which is Mother Maya. And this week I got another round robin in the mail. This is from my second most magnificent Ink Circles round robin, hosted by my friend Julia. They divided us up into teams and named us after Lord of the Rings groups. I think I specifically requested to be in the Fellowship of Mordor, so I am, and so is Nuri. And Nuri chose Henna Mandala, and she's so profesh. She, like, printed us out this whole, like, she's so profesh. And this is beautiful. So I'm putting in the third quadrant of this. So the first two are already done. Look at how gorgeous. And this is done with a Gloriana Floramel silk floss in red clay. I don't know the difference between regular Gloriana and Floramel, but it's beautiful. So I can't wait to stitch on that. I have two really good, like, I mean, I think I said this last time. I have two really, because last time I was stitching on Hamsa Mandala for Jen and the moderately something red ship of life for Steph. And this time I have Mother Maya for Heather and Henna Mandala for Nuri. I have some really good, my groups picked some really good stuff. So, excellent. Can't wait to get to that. And then my other plan, I have two other plans. So my next plan is I am staying caught up with Dee's 20 Stitches, Stitch for Pride. And I did my learning for July. So if you're not familiar, Dee's 20 Stitches, he gave us a whole sampler, Stitch for Pride. They do it every year. And every month you get learning about an artist, and then you get something to stitch. So this month's learning I have done and then some, because Jeffrey Gibson, who's the artist that Dee chose for this month, is so freaking interested. Like, Dee gave us some really great articles and YouTube videos, and once I got to the YouTube videos, my recommended videos on the side just exploded with Jeffrey Gibson stuff, and I don't want to say I overlearned, but I did. I dove. I dove deep. I went straight down the rabbit hole, and I have no regrets. I do have a little bit of a regret in that I didn't get Jazz's floss for these. So, Jasmine, Knitting Nurse Jasmine, dyed a set of flosses for Dee's 20 Stitches Stitch for Pride sampler this year. I didn't get Jazz's floss because they sold out really fast. I was at work, so I've been substituting. So here's my substitution so far from various companies: Forbidden Fiber Co., Brin & Needle, StitchyBox, Almond M&Ms, and here is my Stitch for Pride. You can stitch them as different motifs or as a whole sampler. So I decided to go with the whole sampler this time. So here's my Stitch for Pride this year. Hold please. This is on 40 count Verdal from Jessie at Mislaid Pages. They dyed the fabric for these. So I did get Jessie's fabric. I think they dyed extra. So this is January, February, March, April, May, June, and then July will go right here. So my July color is Quinn from Cottage Garden Threads. So I think it's pretty good. I mean, I think it's close. It's not exactly the same. I think Quinn goes a little bit darker and a little bit lighter on the green. Jazz's floss is maybe like a little bit more in the middle of that, but I'm not going to fussy cut it. I'm just going to go with it. And also Julia found another floss. It's Threadworks. Is it 011351? Seafoam. Threadworks Seafoam is another really great substitution for this. But one thing I love that I've been doing for this is in each month, I've been using the previous month's color. So on February, I used a little bit of blue from January. On March, you can see I used the green from February. In April, the words are done in the red. In May, I put the pink in the middle there with the little heart. And in June, I sprinkled the doodads sprinkled through in that color. So in July, I'll pull a little bit of this here, add it in. I'm not sure where I'll add it. I don't know, like, without having done the learning about Jeffrey Gibson, you might not pick it out at first, because when I first, and this is what's so great about what Dee does, is he really takes the style of the artist and incorporates it into his cross-stitch design. And I'm telling you, as a designer, to design so many things in so many different styles cannot be easy. It cannot be easy. But Dee is absolutely knocking it out of the park. But before I did the learning, and this is why the learning is so cool, before I did the learning on Jeffrey Gibson, when I was just looking at the pattern, I was like, oh, that's a really cool, like, graphic pattern, right? And then I did the learning and I looked back on it and I realized, because now I've been exposed to Jeffrey Gibson's work, this actually says, time will tell. But not having been familiar with Jeffrey Gibson's work, I didn't pick out the words in Dee's adaptation or homage. So that's why the learning is so important, I think. On one, there's many reasons why the learning is so important, but I think it was so cool that, like, the learning transformed what I saw in the stitching. Chapeau. If you missed out on the cross stitch chart, you missed out, but you can still get the learning. And I would say 12 out of 10 recommend. The learning is worth paying for. And then last but not least, there is, and this is going to be a theme, so for both my plans and for the auction giveaways, my dear friend Diana, her birthday is December 28th, and it's hard to organize a sal on December 28th, right? Because it's right between Christmas and New Year's. So instead, we stitch for her for the entire month of July. We call it Kissmas in July because it is Kismet Stitches. And if Karen and Bren at Fox and Rabbit did not give us the perfect pattern this month. So this is Karen and Bren's Patreon pattern. I think it was for June. It might have been for July. It's their small Patreon pattern. It's called Christmas Hearts. Perfect. So I'll be stitching that, and then I have a fair few quirky Quakers to catch up on. I know I'm just saying like and for my plans. Welcome to my Flosstube. I have a fair few quirky Quakers to get through that I need to catch up on. So my darling Deanna, Pickle My Heart, her birthday was July 5th, which was last Friday. And again, it's difficult to have a birthday right after a big holiday, whether or not you celebrate it. The 4th of July is a big hullabaloo here. So I didn't stitch anything for Deanna's birthday in honor of her, but in honor of her, I'm going to do Quirky Quakers all month. Deanna Quirky Quakers, Deanna catch up. Happy birthday, Deanna. Happy belated Quirky Quaker birthday, Deanna. So that's enough plans, I think. Don't you think? Let's talk about purchases and Happy Mail. So I got 2 Happy Mails. Both Jennifer and Kiko sent me skeins of Dolly from Forbidden Fiber Co. So thank you to you two. These are going directly into my Tour de France or my 2 years of tour bell pull because I did not realize how much pink floss this was going to eat up. This is absolutely eating through my skein of Dolly. So Dolly was a limited edition Forbidden Fiber Co. floss that came in the Neon Goth box from Starlight Stitchery. So I only had that much left, and I'm only halfway through this year's Giro. So I knew I wasn't going to make it, so Kiko and Jennifer came through and sent me their skeins, and I am eternally grateful. Because, like, I could have found a different color to substitute in, but, like, this color really is perfect. This color is absolutely spot on. So thank you, y'all, for getting those into my hands. And then purchases. So speaking of Deanna, also, can we just say, let me cover up some addresses. Deanna puts the best stamps. So if you're in Deanna's Patreon, Darling and Whimsy, I think quarterly we get a little something in the mail, and she always uses stamps. Like, I'm so boring and I just print out my stuff, but like I have her last month's stamps over here stuck to my desk because I'm going to use them for something. But apparently I hope these aren't sent quarterly, because if so, then those have just been sitting there for 3 months. But whatever. So we got 2 floss drops this month of the little puffer fish. This is one of the new, sorry, the camera super wants to focus on that sampler. This is one of the new Quirky Quakers, that pufferfish. These also come with, Deanna did the thing again where she does the thread duos with Cottage Garden. So if you haven't seen that, I think 6 of Deanna's newest Quirky Quakers, I think 6 of Deanna's newest Quirky Quakers also have an associated skein of Cottage Garden threads. But the cool thing about the Cottage Garden threads, it's a half and half skein. So half of the skein is this color and half of the skein is this color. Knowing that these are small, Deanna worked with Cottage Garden, and Deanna and Katie together put together a way that you could buy one skein and stitch that little guy. So I might get that. I don't have the pufferfish yet, but he's on my list. A sticker from Deanna's newest butterfly sampler, which is gorgeous. And then, I love a pun. I moose not forget. See? Dang it. I moose not forget with the Quirky Quaker moose. Deanna is seriously one of the most hilarious people I know. So I love getting little parcels in the mail from her. And she makes me want to reevaluate my Patreon, because then my other happy mail is my Uncanny Kari Patreon. And these are so simple. Like, they're sent with stamps. And I could do this, but could I? So this is, I'm also a patron of Uncanny Kari. And Kari always sends a little handwritten note. Thank you for your support and have a perfect summer. So, Summertime Kitty. Rosie's going to steal one or more of these, I'm sure of it. Summertime Kitty. Froggy Time. No? Yes? No? Froggy Time. And then this one's my favorite. Come on, favorite. I am happy because everyone loves me. I'm actually going to gift that away to someone who really needs it, because it'll be hilarious. Okay. And then I am also a patron of Dying for Sass. And I'm a patron at the level where every month we're able to vote. And this is recyclable, by the way. I'm at a patron. Oh, hold on. It was a little froggy time there. Froggy time. I'm a patron of Jenny at the level where every month we get to vote on flosses. And you vote for she puts up pictures and you vote for the inspiration for this month's floss. I don't remember what I voted for last month or if I voted, but look at this. This is what we got. It's called Little Fishy, but like, how cool. I don't remember what the inspiration was, but this is from deep purple to blue to like absinthe green. I love it. I love it. And then, I don't know why, because I don't read the fine print, but this month we also got this. It's a resin poured travel needle case. So you put your needles in here. It's poured resin, right? And then added together. You put your needles in here, and then it just closes up, and you have your little needles safe and sound in there. So I love little stuff like this. I love little stuff like that. Okay, and then now, look away. Anna, look away. It's time to look away. Anna and I share a Fox and Rabbit Linen of the Month Club, and this is June Linen of the Month from Fox and Rabbit. This is called Sugar Plum Christmas. Look at it. It's so good. Karen and Brent, can you add this to the full line, please? Just add it. Sugar Plum Christmas. If you're in the Fox and Rabbit Fabric of the Month Club, June was not surged because they just got back from holiday. But like, who cares? Really and truly, who cares? So that's gorgeous. I think this would be a good fabric. Anna, you're still not able to look. This would be a good fabric to put this on. Do you think? It would be wild to put Christmas hearts on this, but I think I could do it. All right. Hold on. Okay, Anna, it's safe. You can look. I just tell Anna not to look in case she wants to be surprised. Okay. So that's it for the Happy Mail and the purchases. Sorry. I didn't have a giveaway. Hold on. I'm froggy. Sorry. Oh, there, that's better. It's not that same sickness I was dealing with before. That is gone. I'm totally fine. There might be allergies or something. I don't know. I didn't have a specific giveaway last week, but I do still have those on my Patreon. I have 2 charts that are new gift charts for everyone. And inspired, I use the term loosely, inspired by our Supreme Court. I have a section. So if you go to my Patreon page, it loads up to the home page. If you're not a paying member here, that's okay because there's public posts here, and I have a collection here for public gift charts. So these are available to everyone. Last week I put up 2 of them. Let me scroll back. So 2 years ago, I designed this, "With Sorrow We Dissent," and this is a line from Justice Sotomayor's minority opinion regarding the case that overturned Roe v. Wade. "With sorrow we dissent." And then fast forward to 2 years later, this is from Justice Sotomayor's minority opinion for the case that allowed presidential immunity. With fear for our democracy, I dissent. So those are both free. If you process things via stitching like I do, then grab them and stitch them if you're so inclined. So that's it for the stitching. We'll talk about auctions. Last week, actually, just let me go back to my Patreon, because my auctions are always posted on Patreon. And again, they're not behind a paywall. If you click on the collections tab, there's a whole thing of charity auctions, and they're up here. And there's pictures. It says very clearly what, in the top, I put what charity we're supporting and a link to the charity so that you can check it out. And then I describe what is the thing. So the auctions last week were incredible. We raised, are you ready for this? $615. So I'm going to go ahead and beef these up. But these are the auctions that are going out from last week. I will beef these up because I feel like it's a lot. It's a lot. So this week coming up, I'm going to beef these up too, but I'm going to make these a little bit smaller, kind of. Last week's auctions, I feel like, got really expensive really fast. And when that happens, I like to kind of back it down the next week to give other people a chance too. So this is pattern number 56. It's called My Nice List. It's from Little Stitch Girl. And this is all on the Christmas in July theme. So this is the called for fabric, which is a 28 count Whisper Lugana by Zweigart. And this pattern calls for 4 DMCs and 3 classic colorworks. So here you have the classic colorworks: Licorice Red, Steamed Broccoli, and Shabby Sheep. And then I'll, of course, find the DMCs. And then I'll do my usual, like, needle minder, bag. Actually, for this one, I already have it. Wait, I have an idea. So this is maybe too much for this. Hold on. I do. Okay, perfect. So I have this bag. This is from So Much to Love. This is So Much to Love bag. I just love this giant rickrack. And we'll put in My Nice List and all the stuff in there. And let me just throw it in the bag so I don't forget. I'll find some scissors and we'll do all the things. So still like a smaller kit than last week, but still good and still with a bag. So that's the first one. The second one is, this is from Park Hopper Bart. It's called Winter Welcome. And this is kitted up. Someone donated this. So I don't know if this is the called for fabric, but it has linen. And then it has the appropriate colors of flosses. So it has 2 skeins of DMC Etoile and then 3 skeins of Sullivan's. The Sullivan's is very limited. You're mostly stitching with the DMC Etoile white here. And then because it's snowmen, I'm going to throw this in, but this is like way extra. So this is a Floss Buddy from Karina at Bags Plus. And this Floss Buddy will hold way more than you need. So you can actually put all the flosses for this project in one side. And then there's like a thing here. This is felt. So you can, you roll up your floss and you haven't used it all. And then there's a piece of plexi in between. So they don't stick to each other, right? So you can have a whole project kitted up with the flosses here and the extra ends that you're needing to use next time here. And then same thing on the other side. Extra ends here and flosses here. So that'll be with the Park Hopper Bart chart, because snowman and snowman. They even look at this. This snowman? Is that not that snowman? Same, right? Same guy. Same dude. Okay. And then last but not least is from Deanna, my love. This is Cozy Winter Wishes. And it's winter jumpers. Look at the bird on that one. Cozy Winter Wishes. And this is kitted with the called for DMC, which is only 4 colors. And then this is a piece of 16 count Aida Fiberlicious Yummy Fibers Buttercream, which I think is the called for fabric. Oh, Jen stitched it. Yeah, this is the called for fabric. Absolutely. Jen stitched this model. Jen, Jasmine's Custom Bags. And then, because I love this and it's got sweaters, right? Wait for it. I was not going to get rid of this. I'm setting it in this. This is a Star Wars winter jumper project sleeve. The inside has sparkly amazingness. So this is very sweatery. And those are jumpers. This is very jumpery and those are jumpers. This is very sweatery and those are sweaters, depending on where you're from. So I'll put you a needle minder. I'll get you a needle minder and some scissors to go in that. So those are the auctions for this week. That's it. That's all the stitching. So I always go over my tarot card of the day. So if you're still here, my tarot card today is the 5 of Pentacles. And I'm back to using my my Prisma Visions Tarot, which is my first deck. It's my go-to deck. Prisma Visions by James R. Eads. Whenever I'm feeling like blah or like none of my decks are speaking to me, this one always does. So I love the 5 of Pentacles, and it's a strange thing to say because the 5 of Pentacles is it's kind of a sad card, right? Like there's this person laying here and there's this person laying here and they're despondent, and in a lot of cards it's snowing outside, it's cold. But what I take from this card is yeah, it feels real bad right now, right? It feels real shitty right now. But there's all of this good energy flowing down. And what's more with this card, this wall that this person feels like they can't get through, the wall is broken down here. They can just step over it, right? So it feels so bad. And all you have to do is open your eyes and lift up your head. And there's things abound. Things around you are absolutely abundant. You just have to be able to open your eyes and lift your head, which I know is sometimes easier said than done, but that's the challenge of this card. Can you look around and can you see the things that are there, because they're good things? And pentacles are often about wealth or skill or life things or monetary stuff. So in that vein, but yeah, that's why I always kind of, it's a bad card, but I've always kind of liked it. So 5 of Pentacles, that's the day. Last but not least, my book. I'm almost done with How High We Go in the Dark by Sequoia Nagamatsu. And you can see I'm at 93%. I'm listening to it. 36 minutes left to go. So good. Everything I said about this last week still applies. The first half of the book is was much harder emotionally for me than the second half. But the whole book, every story in the book, it's relationships. It's all relationships. So it's relationships in the setting of this worldwide plague, right? which for some people might be too soon. But it's relationships in the setting of a worldwide plague, but it's just relationships. It's all relationships. And it's a lot of like what I'm taking from this relationship versus what you took from the relationship, or what I'm seeing or needing versus what you're seeing or needing. And the second half of the book has become really about like a lot of situations where the two people in the relationship, and they're not all romantic relationships, right? Where the two people who are in a relationship with each other somehow, their perceptions of the relationship are like this, right? So one person thinks this and the other person's like, actually, but and the person that's doing the turn is always the person who got what they needed from the relationship. And the person who's coming straight on, and a lot of these relationships would be romantic relationships, and the person who's coming straight on into the relationship is the person who's having romantic ideas of the relationship, and the person who like does a sideways is like, I didn't need you like that. I needed you like this, and I got that. And that's an interesting thing for me. It's been interesting reading about it, and also every single vignette is woven in with the other. So highly recommend it. If you can get through the first, I would say, third of the book, which was really hard for me, highly recommend it. I love the writing style. I love the vignettes. I love the voices. I love how they're all intertwined. It's great. It's really great. I think that's it. I think that's all I've got. We're good. I'm gonna have to edit that up because I showed you some stuff that you don't need to know about. So hopefully it's a little choppy, but not as choppy as last week, because oh boy, did I edit last week. So yeah, I thought my shipping was all done, but then I found this. So Heather, I will get this in the mail to you. And that's it. I will see you all. If you stream on Twitch or YouTube with me, I'll be on tomorrow morning, both live on YouTube and Twitch at 7 a.m. Pacific time on Sunday. And if not, then hopefully I'll catch you next week. If it was your first time here, again, thank you. Hope you enjoyed the ride. And if it was not your first time here, thank you for coming back. I hope you enjoyed the ride. I am going to go watch Stage 14, the Col de Tourmalet. There's not that many big mountains this year because they had to change. I'm back to the Tour de France. There's not that many big mountains this year because they had to change the route. So we had the Col de Galibier this early in the race, and today is the Col de Tourmalet, and I can't wait. So I'm going to go watch that on replay on Peacock, and no spoilers, please. I will see you